What's up, YouTube? Is with your girl Saki. Welcome to my video and welcome back to another video. So, without wasting your time, let's just get right into it. So, today's video, we're gonna be talking about things to consider before you leave South Africa to go to another country. Like, this video has been long being requested from my followers on Facebook. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Midnight Making a Difference on Facebook, as I'm Midnight Making a Difference on YouTube. So let's dive right into it. So fact number 1, things to consider before you leave South Africa. You have to know ukuthi uya endaweni okuthi indawo ehlukile nasekhaya, depending honestly on which part of the world are you trying to go to, but just know ukuthi uyahamba uyophila impilo we-one. So generally just know that you're leaving everything that you know to go and learn new things, to go and adapt to the environment that you're going to. So you're definitely going to a whole new place. And in most cases, you're going to spend a lot of time alone. Besides for if you are traveling with family or if you are traveling to meet a family member. But if you're traveling solo, just prepare your mind, prepare yourself to know that you are going to be alone as you're traveling alone. You're going to live probably alone or with roommates, but in most of the times you're just going to be alone. Like in situations, you have to be able to take your own decisions. You have to be able to be independent. You have to be able to know how to use your Google search in order to navigate the city that you're going to. You need to be able to know the apps that, or how are you going to get a job there if you're going without having a job already. You need to know a lot of resources that you're going to need when you get over there right at hand before you even board on that train. Secondly, you need to do your research about the country that you're going to, like the laws, the rules, just like general information to know about the country, how to keep yourself safe there, how are you gonna get a phone just when you land from the airport, who's gonna pick you up, what kind of city are you going to a countryside, like what kind of place are you going to. And you need to really do your research thoroughly. How are the people there? I think Google has basic informations, man, about things that you might need to know about where you're trying to go. This is really going to help you because you are going to go already mentally ready, already at least having a little bit of information about the country that you're going to. Because I like surprises. I know everybody else likes surprises too, but too much of surprises sometimes can turn into a calamity if you're not ready. So, point number 3, you need to know if the kind of food that you're going to be eating there, if you're somebody that is really honestly obsessed about the food that we are eating, not really obsessed, but I know you know what I'm saying. If you're somebody that is has a need or is really, really specific on what they're eating, and you're specific on the product that you're using for your face, for your everything, you need to make sure that you're packing the things that you need, you can live without basics that you need. Because I know a lot of people have facial routines that they use. You have a lot of foods that you love so much. You need to make sure before you can even leave that you stock into that enough of it, so that at least for the couple of months that you're gonna be there, or you're not yet probably planning to visit home, you can have your needies. You can have everything that you need for yourself to keep yourself going. In the meantime, you can figure out a plan on how to ship or how to go back home to go and visit again so you can reload. So in the process of doing that, you also need to check what things can you enter that country with. Because I understand that we all love a whole lot of things, different things as human beings, and as much as there are laws and there are rules in those countries, some of the things they cannot probably allow you to get into. Some countries can say no meat. Some countries can say no fish. It depends. So you need to do your research before you can take everything and anything that you need to go along with you to the country that you're going to. And point number 4, you need to be ready mentally. You need to be ready mentally, because whether you like it or not, it is a huge change. You need to be ready mentally in terms of you're going to learn, right? You need to be ready mentally in terms of you're leaving everything you know to go and adapt into other people's situation. Your culture will be respected. In most countries that you go, they respect people's cultures. They understand. But it kind of like gets hard if you try to bring like your South African everyday mentality to come and bring it into a different, like it just, trust me when I say this, I tried to do that kind of a thing, but it never really worked. It's like you're in a different place and people here have been living like the way they're living for so many years, and you're just coming here. They're going to understand. They'll listen to you. Of course, if you say, no, in South Africa, we don't do this thing just like this and this and this, but that doesn't mean that they're going to change their own ways to adapt to your own way. They're just going to be like, oh, okay, we understand, but this is how we do it. And 9 out of 10, they expect you to do the same. So just come with a mentality like, I'm going to blend in as much as I'm going to keep who I am as a person, like your tribe, maybe your Xhosa, maybe your Sotho. Of course, you cannot lose that. But the way of doing things and the way everything is done, obviously it cannot be able to resonate. Some things are similar, don't get me wrong. It's not always like a huge change. So I don't want this video to like freak you out like, oh my God, I'm not thinking. Like, no, it's going to be minor little issues, how people handle issues, how things are done in places, how food is cooked, how people spice food here. Some people can be using honeys in place, some other places, as a South African, you just use spice. I know what I'm saying. But when you get in some places, they can, just try and have an open mind into learning new things. That will really make your stay easier to go with. Number 6, making friends. It's not going to be as easy. But just be open-minded into going out, meeting new people. Like if you're trying to make new friends in a new place that you've just got into, places like going to the gym, places like joining like a church or like a group, like, because no friends are going to find you in the middle of your house or when you're just sitting in the house. And just self-isolation alone can lead a lot of people into depression, because you can really, really feel alone. But if you try to practice these few tips that I'm giving here, you can really find yourself enjoying meeting new friends. Listen, it becomes so easy, because for you to meet friends, you have to go in places where there are people, lots of people, in the gym, bars, online. If you're looking to date or whatever, you can try online. You can really, really go into places like churches. You can join a dance club. You can just join something to keep yourself busy as a hobby, and try and meet out new people, so that these new people, if they're indigenous of the place or are people that has lived here, I'm sorry, or it is people that has lived for a long time where you're going, and then they'll make it easy for you. They'll help you navigate. They'll help you, show you like the hottest restaurants, this, at least they'll give you like the basics, because you can look stuff up, right? But it's hard for you to look stuff up and find details about their food, details about they make the most best margarita. You can look on reviews, but most of the times it's not gonna be as if somebody else puts you through. And eating with somebody else, sharing a meal, it's always great, because I know that when you're coming from the African countries, we live as a community. So going and getting to a place where you're alone, it can really, really cause a whole lot of stress. In some other people, a whole lot of depression. And, if you've just switched from a country where you've been getting a whole lot of let me just say vitamin D. Maybe you've always been exposing yourself to a lot of sunshine, and it might happen when you're going to different other countries, you might not get that chance. You might always be at the job, you might always be at school, you might not be, believe me, it's a different type of scenario. But you can put a schedule for yourself. You can take vitamins. Okay, you can honestly look for things that can subtitle the things that your body needs. Anytime, pay attention to your body. No, that's number 5. Yeah, so like I'm saying, look around with people, make friends and all. So number 5, how to take care of your well-being. Like, because believe it or not, your body is going to have some changes, because the food that you used to eat wherever you're coming from is not the same food that you're eating now when you're here. It's a whole lot of different in whichever country that you're going. Of course, you can get some similar stuffs, of course, but trust me when I say this, it's not going to be the same. And it's because sometimes it takes a toll on your body. Sometimes it takes a toll on your, spirit. It changes, like, mentally. Some people see themselves like they're now functioning slower than they used to function when they were in their home countries. Like, it comes with a whole lot. So taking supplements like vitamins and all that, you first of all need to know your body. If you have to go to and find a physician, you can do that. Try to explain to them how you're feeling, and if you really get a really good doctor, they can be able to help you. Explain to them you've just traveled, you're not feeling well. It's either you're not, most common things that people who just traveled and migrated experience, you are not going to be able to sleep well as you used to, probably because of the different time zones or for whatever reason, or you can be feeling just down sometimes, like unable to function. Like, it's sometimes could be iron deficiency, because when we are in Africa, we eat a lot of iron based stuff like pap, like just a lot of. So it might happen that maybe you're now living on takeaways or whatever, like you don't care, you just changed your diet completely. So changing your diet completely can take a toll in your body. So I know that iron helps. I know that fish oil does help with a little bit of mood. Like, if you're finding yourself always moody, feeling irritable, you can cut down on eating a lot of sugary stuff and try and eat clean. But if it does not work, you can, of course, go and meet your physician as soon as possible. Like, do not wait for whatever that is taking a toll on you to hit you hard, because you need to know signs of like depressions. You need to know, like, you need to be self-aware, because a whole lot of people get in places that are abroad and it takes them a whole long time for them to figure out like they're probably depressed now. Because I know ukuthi ekhaya izinto zoku depression more often labantu bathi nje izifo zabo elungu lento asinazo. But trust you me, when you travel, you are more than likely sometimes going to be exposed to those kind of things. Sometimes it's not like a serious depression, but it's just like a minor, like you're stressed out. Okay, you're stressed out because you left everything. You're stressed out because you are not eating the way you used to eat. You're stressed out because you don't exercise, you don't socialize. All those things are weapons when they're put together to like deal with you in your travel. Like, listen, make it unbearable for you if you migrated or whatever. But number 6, right? How to now date, how to find the love of your life, how to even blend in, like how to make this whole new people that you've just came to live with to accept you. Because for us, if you're a South African watching this video, you already know it goes down like in South Africa. If people are coming as immigrants, you know how it's like. There are some certain people who look at you funny. There are some people who just be interested in you, like, oh, want to know where you're coming from. And it's a whole different experiences, right? So you need to know, first of all, why are you there? And you need to understand that people are different all in this world. Like, it's not anything that you're doing. It's not nothing wrong that you're doing. If people spot you out, of course, there are so many names probably in all foreigners of this continent that is used to recognize people who are just migrants or whatever. But you shouldn't let those kind of things take a toll on you. You should think about it. How was it like when we were in South Africa? How some other people who do not know no better about immigrants or anything of that sort, how do they behave and how do they act? Nothing of that sort you should take personal. Nothing of that sort you should put it on yourself. You should just, those kind of situations, honestly, if you can, just ignore, because there's nothing you can do for someone who really doesn't know no better. They're just honestly being in their own country. They don't understand why you're there. So if you meet negative situations like that, the easy thing you can do is to just walk away and try to ignore. And number 7, never ever get yourself involved in anything that is against the law. I don't care in what country you are going to. If anybody comes to you like, let's do something, some people can come to you and just tell you, oh, let's do this and this and this. Okay, if it's something that it involve, like, you're just not sure, some things you can just, you can tell if someone is coming to tell you something like, let's do this, sign these papers, maybe take this money or something that sounds a little bit fishy. You need to Google and see. Never ever travel to any country in this world, even if you are in your own home country. Never do anything that is against the law. Like, you need to know the law and be on top of the law, because the easiest way to fail in any country that you go to is if you break the law. Okay, as much as it is not allowed in your country, breaking the law, that's how serious other countries too are in their laws. I know in some parts of Africa, okay, the law is there, but it's not really. But you need to understand that in most of the countries that we travel to abroad, the law is taken very seriously. So you need to make sure that you keep yourself alert. Try to understand and try to know the law. And if you want to do anything legality or anything, it's always advisable that you just seek information from a lawyer. You can Google some other stuff, you can watch YouTube, but the information you get there, it's not as authentic as you would get from a lawyer. Don't be afraid to invest in a lawyer in anything that you're trying to do legally. Even if it's going to seek consultant, at least let them lead you. If you don't know what you're doing, don't just mess with stuff that are legality all alone and, do your own research. You can do it if you're sure with what you're doing, but if you're unsure, do not take chances about matters that involve legality. So now we're getting to number 8, how to have fun. How to enjoy, how to embrace, how to make the most of it, how to blend in and belong. How to blend in and belong, right? Yeah, how to blend in and belong. Of course, all the stages that I've counted is things like when you just get there, but of course, time will go by. Of course, you get used to your surroundings. Of course, you'll be able to, now you found a job. Of course, now you are living there. You can just discover as you go, because I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to have fun, to be honest. Because I don't know what you like as you're watching this video. I don't know what you're interested in as you're watching this video. So how to have fun is to just use your phone to look around for the things that you're interested in, and depending on the friends that you have, on how you're going to have your fun. So we are going to number 9. Number 9, keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe. When I say keep yourself safe, I understand that there are police in all 4 corners of this world, but in most cases, you are responsible for your own safety. Don't just accept any invites. People are calling you anyhow. Let's just go and party on a rooftop. There's strangers you don't know. Listen, take caution. Be cautious. Think about it. I'm where I don't know. I'm in a place where it's not my home and stuff like that, Shady invites, like, oh, let's meet someone you've never met. Like, try and use public spaces most of the time before you go to any place, any party. Like, I'm not saying people should live in fear or, not be selfless or whatever, but try as much as possible to protect yourself and to apply safety onto yourself or for yourself. If people are asking to meet you, people you don't really know very well, suggest, open places, like public places. Let's meet up in a public space. Don't be going too private with people that you don't really know that well. Don't be taking long hikes in places you don't know with people you don't like. Anything could happen in a hiking site. You could get dehydrated and fall. Take your water bottle. Like, little things you can do to be cautious, to protect yourself, because, okay, of course, the police and all that, they're there to protect people, but there's just some situations that you alone, you are responsible for your safety. So be careful. Watch your back. Okay? And don't be too trusting to people that you do not know. I'm not saying be paranoid. I'm not saying be afraid of human beings. Like, no. Be careful. Don't be too trusting. Don't allow people you don't know to get so close into you. Like, be careful, extra cautious. And for the number 10, my favorite, know how you're doing with your money when you're there. Do not allow people back home to manipulate you, use you, drain your finances, frustrate you, guilt trip you, make you work for them constantly. Literally, like, work, break your back, and then take all your hard earned and give it to other people. Set up a simple budget. If you still have parents or you have people you're taking care of, probably give them per month or something. Like, do not give the room for them to be calling you in each and every situation, numerous numbers of people, because in this life you cannot please anyone else. Don't be afraid. I know that things like, oh, because now you've traveled, you have changed, oh, now you've forgotten us. I know that words like that are going to come. Think about yourself. Think about why you came where you came. If you've traveled there to study, finish your studies. If you went there to work so you can study, listen, think about you first before you can think about satisfying all the other people. Because at the end of the day, believe me, no matter how much, no matter what you can do, they're not going to get satisfied. Instead, they'll just keep asking you for more. So be smart about that. As much as you can be nice to people, you can be giving, you can be loving, but just be careful, because they are going to try you. People are going to be trying you. And do not trust people so much to be sending them lots of amounts of money to be building new houses, to be doing you this and that. Like, listen, if you do have a mother and a father, like people you really truly trust, if you know, like, if you have that person that you can trust, of course, go ahead. But if you're dealing with someone that you're not sure, like, there's a lot of stories that had happened to people. People have sent all their hard-earned money that they've worked for in the abroad, broke their bags, and when it was time, they just took that money and did whatever that they could do with it. If you want to do a project back home or whatever the case may be, it can wait for you to go and visit. You can save, I don't know, but just all I'm trying to say, think about your own bills wherever you are first. Think about your own personal well-being wherever you are first. Put yourself first, because if you're going through mental breakdowns or financial breakdown, they're not going to be there to help you. So help yourself first before you can help anyone. As much as I love you guys, I wish all of you guys who are hoping to travel anywhere in this world, I wish you safe journey, safe travels. It's from me, your girl Midnight. We are signing out. I hope you found this video useful, and believe you me, you can apply this a little bit into your own travel experience. I am signing out from New York City. We are live.